is coming. You can feel it, can't you? You can feel that we are creeping towards the edge. And I know that you are out there. And I know that you are in pain. But my children, I'm here to tell you that suffering is a choice, and you can choose a better path. We want you. We accept you. And we will take you, willingly or not. And some of you may fight, but in the end, you will thank us. I am your father, and you are my children.
Upon us! I shall lead you to the gate! For you are my children, and I am your father!
PlayStation, the best place to play.
PlayStation.
Hey guys, this is Dan Hay. I'm the executive producer on Far Cry and the creative director on Far Cry 5. Today, we want to show you the world of Far Cry 5 and introduce you to the little town of Falls End, which has been overrun by a fanatic cult. In Far Cry 5, we want to give you an entire for-hire system. Guns for hire, fangs for hire, and friends for hire. Meet Boomer and Grace. Boomer's your dog, perfect to run out into the world and tag enemies. And Grace?
We got piggies.
She's the quiet sniper. The cult at Eden's Gate has basically taken over all of Falls End. And you and your Guns for Hire have to take it back.
Where do you want me?
We're gonna send Grace, our sharpshooter, to the water tower to get ourselves
Water
some cover
tower,
fire.
got it.
You see here the last remnants of the resistance that tried to fight the cult.
I'm in position.
Out there in the bushes is Boomer. He's ready to go. And up above, Nick. Perfect death from above. Now,
Hello everyone, my name is Philippe Fournier, associate producer on Far Cry 5.
And I'm Mari Knadel, a scriptwriter on Far Cry 5. Today we're going to take you through our extended E3 demo and highlight some of the features that we're really excited about. Welcome to Hope County, Montana. This is the Holland Valley, a section of farmland that the project at Eden's Gate is using as their breadbasket.
With us in this demo, we have our loyal dog Boomer as your Fang for hire. For now, I just can't resist. The setup is too perfect. I'm going to use this tractor against the cult.
The cult is stealing supplies and kidnapping people, using them to prepare for a doomsday that's really just around the corner. We're going to put you in the shoes of a rookie deputy and drop you into the heat of the conflict.
In Far Cry 5, we want to give you tools that feel like they belong in Montana in your fight against the doomsday cult.
Please take it. What was that? I'm bugging out, man.
And now we're going to make a quick getaway in case reinforcements arrive.
Christ, help me.
Boomer is just one of the many allies you can recruit using our for-hire system. Each of them has special abilities, and it's up to you to select which companion to bring along for the ride, whether you're just exploring the open world or fighting cultists head-on in a specific location. Cute dog. My dad would love to know, what type of breed is Boomer? No, seriously.
His breed is mutt, but he is mostly blue heeler by the looks of him.
Montana is a great place to fish, and it was important for us to create a system where we allowed players to live that experience. In the rivers and lakes of Hope County, you will find many different types of fish. It's a really good way for players to gain experience and also just get away from the conflict. And here we see the player needs to fight a little bit to get the fish. Nice, catch of the day on the menu.
So it's nice to unwind with some fishing every now and then, but we know the cult isn't taking any breaks because they have an apocalypse to prepare for. As you explore the county, you'll come across cultists working hard to serve Joseph, the father of their cult. They're taking food and supplies for their bunkers, they're blocking the roads so no one can escape, and they're destroying resources so the resistance can't use them. And it looks like we spotted something up ahead. Yeah, let's take out our binoculars.
Or it seems like there's a small group of cultists there, Mari.
All right, so this looks like a forced baptism. What do you say we get in there, Phil?
Yeah, let's do it. I think the best approach would be to go in stealthily through the river with Boomer by our side. I think we're well equipped to get rid of those two guys. Here we're using one of the iconic weapons featured in Far Cry 5, the revolver. And you'll be able to customize those weapons by adding attachments or changing the color scheme and hunt the cult in style.
Go, Boomer!
All right, Boomer showing off one of his skills. This can really be a game changer in a fight where you're a bit low of ammo or you don't have the right weapon for the situation.
He's a good dog. You know, Boomer's a great all-rounder who can support any playstyle. Even without your commands, he'll fetch guns for you, take down cultists in a fight, and he'll tag enemies and animals from far away with his keen sense of smell.
The game being set in America, it was important for us to bring a wide variety of vehicles from pickups to tractors to big rigs like this one. This one is specifically called the Widowmaker. It's like a battering ram on wheels, and is a great tool to create chaos and take down enemy vehicles or roadblocks.
And it looks like we got one here.
Let's do it.
Pedal to the metal.
That Voss bobblehead didn't even move. We're so good.
We got him glued onto the dash.
That's it. Boom.
So it sounds like we're listening to the cult radio station. I gotta say, some of their hymns are pretty catchy, Phil. Now we're pulling up to Ryan Sons Aviation. This is the home of Nick Rye. He's a crop duster and a family man. He's doing what he can to keep his family safe and keep the cult from getting his plane, but it looks like they've beaten us here, so let's jump right in. There's no time to waste.
And let Boomer, kind of create distractions for us to get behind cover and help Nick fight the cultists. In Far Cry 5, you'll need to improvise and choose from a vast arsenal of weapons and find elements in the environment to take down the enemy. There we go. So we just took down the last cultist at Nick Rise using my favorite stealth weapon, a baseball bat. Sometimes you can hear Boomer growling when he feels a threat nearby. And Boomer is just part of Far Cry 5's living world we've built, where there's always something or someone around you whether you notice it or not. This means you'll always need to be prepared. Boomer will stand his ground and defend you from predators, as there are a lot of moments for the player to hunt or be hunted. And we've built a deep ecosystem that represents Montana's wilderness.
So, we've seen ducks, a sturgeon, deer, and this is just a small sample of all of the wild animals that you'll encounter in Hope County. So now we've jumped into Nick Rye's plane. It's been in his family for generations, and with it we'll take to the sky to destroy some cult silos that are hoarding explosives.
The world that we've built is larger than any Far Cry before, and for the first time you can explore the world in any direction that you choose right from the start. In this demo, we're in Holland Valley, and this is just one small part of Hope County.
Montana is called Big Sky Country after all. Flying is a great way to travel, explore the county, and scout out new opportunities. And also blow things up.
Woo-wee! Look at that go! Nice work, partner. Go get the other one.
Oh, looks like the cult has decided to intervene. That plane belongs to a Chosen. Now, the Chosen are elite soldiers, and it's their job to basically crush any threat to the project at Eden's Gate. So we've done enough to anger the cult. We're going to engage a little dogfight with them and show them what we think of them.
That's right. Even in the air, there's a lot of opportunities for the player to, find or discover or get chased by
Discovered.
or get discovered. Yeah, totally. Hunt or be hunted, as we call it. I think right now we are the predator.
Yep, we got them on the run. They're smoking. And we did it.
Well done. So thanks for watching, and we're really looking forward to showing you more.
Thank you.
Far Cry 5 is the biggest, most open Far Cry to date, giving you free reign to explore the highways and wilderness of Hope County, Montana, where you'll make life tough for the cultists of the project at Eden's Gate by blowing up their stuff and uniting the locals as a resistance. How you do this is entirely up to you.
Shit, nice move!
More or less from the get-go, the entirety of Hope County is yours to explore however you like, whether by truck, helicopter, or fast travel wingsuit airdrop. And there's a lot to discover. Poking around its wooded trails might reveal prepper caches protected by puzzles or challenges or wolverines. Or you might find signposts that reveal picturesque cliffs from which you can go wingsuiting. You might even discover a plaque commemorating the impossible deeds of 70s daredevil Clutch Nixon, at which point you'll be able to, say, recreate his literally on fire rally run through sprinkler checkpoints that delay your inevitable explosion. As with any Far Cry game, however, some of the best moments come from the unpredictability of the world itself. When you've got cultists, vehicles, fire, and extremely violent animals all running amok at once, it only takes a second for a mission to go from high-tension stealth to berserk carnage because that incendiary arrow missed a cult VIP and hit a bull instead. Far Cry 5 also expands one of the best parts of earlier games, scouting out enemy outposts, methodically hunting down all of their defenders, and claiming the compounds for your side. Not only are outposts everywhere in Hope County, clearly marked by columns of black smoke, but all across the map you'll find prominent citizens under siege by the cult.
Name's Grace.
Helping them push back and reclaim what's theirs will convince them to join you in battle, or at least give you more intel about the cult's activities. As you reclaim territory from the cult, destroy their property, and generally interfere with their plans, you'll fill a resistance meter for the region you're in. Each region of Hope County has 4 levels of resistance, and when you hit a new tier, the cult will step up its armaments and tactics. Once a rebel's property is back under their control, you'll be able to recruit them to follow you into battle as a gun for hire, giving them orders with the D-pad and using their skills to help push back the cultists. In addition to the unique story characters, Guns for Hire also include locals looking to fight back, and each outpost you liberate will unlock at least one fresh-faced combatant who will hang around, ready and eager to watch your back. You can run with 2 Guns for Hire at once, and they're perfect for tackling the side quests that each outpost opens up, which will net you money to spend on more ammo and better guns. Guns for Hire aren't just good in a fight either. They can also revive you if you fall in battle, and you'll need to do the same for them, which can get a little challenging under heavy fire. Don't let it bother you too much if you can't reach them in time though. They won't die, but they'll also be unavailable for a while as they recover from their injuries, after which you can recruit them again. Also, be aware that any cultists you take down but don't kill can also be revived by their comrades, so be sure to finish them off good.
It hurts so bad!
Far Cry 5 is an adventure you can pursue on your terms, and the fact that everything can go sideways in a second because you ran too close to a seemingly harmless turkey is a big part of the fun. Hope County is wild and unpredictable, and you can find out how wild when Far Cry 5 launches on March 27th, 2018 on PS4, Xbox One, and PC. In the meantime, be sure to subscribe to this channel for more on Far Cry 5.
I grew up here, you know. Had my first kiss out back with some dumb cowboy. Almost got caught by my dad. He loved this place. It wasn't all easy. But he always made sure that here, you could speak your mind. And then they showed up. We're here to help, they said. He believed them. And then they took my mom, my brother. And Dad was never the same. Now what? Wanna take this place too? No. This place is ours.
Woe to the man who leads my flock astray, says the Lord. We were given so much. This land, this life, our freedom. What's left of it now? Our people felt abandoned, grew weary. They needed our help. And we didn't listen. But he did. Told them exactly what they wanted to hear. But those falsehoods, lies, his poison, it's driven them from pasture, from the righteous path. Woe to the man who leads my flock astray. For if I am not their shepherd, then I must be the wolf.
She's a beaut, ain't she? All this time. She ain't never let me down. I just hope she's around when he's old enough to fly. Ooh, my boy. I mean, I hope it's a boy. I just want them to fly her like I do. Not like my dad or my grandpa. They flew in the war, so I didn't have to. But now, I don't know if he'll ever have the chance. Not with these around here. People are scared, man. I may never have gone to war. If them Peggies come after my family, sure as hell will give them one.
No one is coming to save you.
The world is going to hell out there. Eden's Gate is the center of it all. You want to get out of here alive? Gotta make them feel the pressure. Sabotage their plans. Destroy their convoys and their guard stations. You'll remember, the more you play with their nerves, the bigger their reaction. And nerves, they've got lots of it. You got me down on the killing floor. I got friends out there too. Good people. They're ready to resist. All they need is a spark. The more you help liberate a region, the more the resistance meter will fill up. And the more resistance means more people who fight by your side. They want a war. Let's make sure we don't disappoint.
We must atone!
I would say there are three primary characteristics that define a destructive cult. First of all, a totalitarian leader, a charismatic leader who becomes an object of worship. Number two, that the group has a process of coercive persuasion to break people down, create a mindset of dependency upon the leader for critical thinking, and engenders undue influence. And then finally, number three, that the group does harm.
So I think the cult really came out of this concept of building this character, the father. And then what we did is we moved into the next step of that. We learned a lot about cults.
Ubisoft contacted me and we began to exchange information. You know, they basically bounced things off of me to see if they were historically accurate. So basically what I kind of brought to the table was my long history of work and research dealing with destructive cults. And I think what Ubisoft wanted to do in Far Cry 5 was contextualize their ideas and make sure that they fit within that universe.
Often, and that's what's really scary, was saying, yes, this exists, and actually it was worse. And so we were realizing that then again, reality was far stranger than fiction, and we could go actually way further than what we were doing.
I think the problem is that when you or I think cult, maybe what we think of is just a bunch of people running around in these weird robes, and there's goats around or whatever else, and you're like, what is this? There's all this sort of inference to a very cliche version of a cult. And that's not what this is. We learned a great deal about them. And so we started to build this cult and think about it, and we started to say, how does it work? How would it be seductive?
When a destructive cult wants to take over a particular area, they will have people coming in, buying businesses, buying real estate, and they become a disproportionate amount of the population. I mean, if it's a small town, it may not take that many members of a destructive cult to tip the balance and for the town to become kind of a company town. There have been towns in the United States where the mayor of the town is a member of a group that has been called a cult. And I think in that sense, what Far Cry 5 represents is historically accurate and viable.
And like, for instance, we spend a lot of time studying how a cult could get a hold of a space And that's something that we now summarize in the beginning of the game in, I don't know, 2 sentences. But that strikes the point, and that will be enough.
Maybe 3 years ago it didn't feel this way, but the weirder the world gets and the scarier the world gets, then the more we experience a lack of control. And if somebody shows up at the right moment and says to you, listen, I understand things are scary, let me just talk to you about your tomorrow. I'm gonna make your tomorrow make sense. People go, okay, that sounds reasonable, and they fall into it.
You can feel that we are creeping towards the edge. I was chosen by God. I have apostles. I help the blind to see. I save souls. But unlike the chosen one sent before, God will never let you take me.
This world is on the brink.
Don't you understand what we're trying to build?
And now, collapse is upon us.
We will take what we need.
We will take you, willingly or not.
Begin the reaping!
The cult's stealing our land, kidnapping our friends. This is our home. Your grandfather built this place.
I thought if we could just hang on, Eden's Gate would just go away. But they won't.
They've been waiting for somebody to kick off their goddamn holy war. You need to build up resistance.
Make no treaty with them! And show them no mercy.
If we stick together, cult will never break us.
What God gives, no man can take away.